Welcome to Feed the Scene Machine. My name is Brian Krall. I'm a comedian, improv instructor, and founder of the Sacramento Comedy Spot. Sometimes when I'm teaching an improv class, I'll come up with a phrase off the top of my head to help illustrate a point or to make it memorable. And so I went back to past students and asked them if they remembered any of those, and I'm going to use them to teach you different aspects of improv. So today's video topic is listen with your butt. What could I possibly mean by listen with your butt? Well, let's back up a second. At the Comedy Spot, we create two-person comedy scenes inspired by everything from true stories to clips from bad movies. It's like watching Saturday Night Live, except all of our comedy scenes are created right off the top of our heads. Like magic! To create these scenes, both players have to be on the same page. They have to know what the focus of the scene is. It's like two bricklayers building a wall by alternating back and forth and putting one brick at a time. So in a scene, one player is going to contribute something and the other player is going to agree with that contribution and then add something new. But we don't want both players playing two different things or two bricklayers building two different walls. In order to agree and build on your scene partner's idea, you have to listen. And I mean super listen. Listen so deep that you hear it with your butt. If you don't, you end up adding things to the scene that are off pattern or off focus. You might be asking why it's so difficult to listen in an improv scene, and I'm going to share two words with you. Improv brain. As soon as you hit the stage, your brain starts to spool up and it starts to go crazy. It's like lighting one of those ground blossom fireworks that just spin all over the pavement. When your brain is spinning around like crazy, it's difficult to listen. And you start thinking about what you should be saying instead of saying something based on what you just heard. I like to call it relationship listening. You know, we've all been there. Your partner is talking about how they would like to buy a new bike similar to the one that they saw at the farmer's market, and all you heard was farmer's market, so you respond, farmer's market. And then they get upset at you because you're only relationship listening and not listening with your butt. We've all been there, right? Come on. If you're not listening to everything that your scene partner says, then you're missing out on the bricks that they're laying down, and you're going to end up building your own wall. What I'm saying is that we can't selectively listen. Everything that's said on stage is important. Everything that's going to happen next in your scene was just said by your scene partner. Here are some listening tips that will help you calm your improv brain and make you be a better listener on stage. And side note, I'm told that these work in your relationships. Let me know if they work for you. I'm still working on it. Number 1, agree and repeat. Agree with what your scene partner says and use the words that they're using. I think the pictures are looking at us. Yes, you think the pictures are looking at us. I sensed something weird in this place. I think it might be haunted. You see, we're working on the same wall. Agree and repeat. Number 2, take a moment. Sometimes it's difficult to process the information that your scene partner is giving you because your improv brain is spinning out of control. So take a moment. It's totally okay to think and then respond. A lot of my beginning improv students think they have to respond immediately to everything that's said on stage. But in real life, we think about something before we respond. So it's okay to do that on stage too. So take a moment, take a breath, think about what was just said, process it, and then respond to your scene partner. One of the ways that you can take a moment is to interact with the environment of your scene. You can walk over and hang up your space object hat, pick up a space object can of beer, close an improv window, shut an improv door, whatever you need to do to take a moment to think about what was just said and then come up with a response. Number 3, ask a question. Now, I know you've had some improv training and your instructors have told you avoid asking questions, and they are not wrong. Because in most cases, beginning improv students are asking a question because they already have the answer in mind and they want you to answer that way. I also tell them that however you want them to answer, they're going to answer in the exact opposite way. So instead of asking a question, we can just make a statement. But this is a little bit different. If you're at the beginning of a scene and your scene partner says something and you don't understand what they said, it's okay to ask them to repeat what they just said. I think the pictures are looking at us. Yeah, pictures. Wait. What did you just say? Your scene partner will repeat what they just said, and most of the time they're going to rephrase it to give you more information. And now you're ready to focus on everything that they contribute to the scene. So don't be afraid to ask your scene partner to repeat what they just said. Okay, so listen with your butt. And I hope these tips help you out. And I would love to hear if you're using them and if they worked in scenes. Or if they didn't and you think I'm crazy. If you could take a moment to like or follow the Sacramento Comedy Spot on whatever platform you're watching this, I would really appreciate it. And do me a favor and share it with one of your improv buddies. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. This has been another episode of Feed the Scene Machine.
Feed the Scene Machine.